I wonder if they're worried about all the packages that are strewn across the table. What's up, buddy? Whoop. All right, let's see. Can I switch the camera? Camera. Switch. Pro. Hey, look at that. It actually worked. All right, so if you're seeing this now, most likely it's recording, but hopefully you're seeing it live. But anyways, it's kind of been amassing, I don't want to say like a sizable amount of parts, but it's enough parts to kind of like, I guess, keep things going for a little while, just in case we have kind of like, you know, issues, which people seem overly concerned about, which I get it. I get it. That's not the face you want to look at. That's the way the stream goes is just crazy. Icon, what's going on, guy? Chef. Asterian, PR2, what's going on? And it's gone. Yeah, temporarily gone. Well, you know, it's all part of that social distancing. Every once in a while, I guess my computer social distances itself from me. Anyways, anybody want to jump on? There you go. There's the link. Come on. Join into the stream. Don't be shy. I don't know if my voice is like blowing out the microphone or however it works. Adam Korvac, what's going on? Come on, somebody jump in. It's right there. Shop Talking Wrench, COVID prep. Oh, dude, you gonna head to work? Dude, there's no work for you. Don't you know they just called? They left a message. You just didn't check your messages. Nobody's coming into the restaurant, guy. Logan, what's going on, guy? Chef. Insane. Hard to find some toilet paper, yeah. Dude, I got a whole bunch of it. So I think one of the great things, right, is we already shop at BJ's. So we haven't had to buy toilet paper just because we already shop at BJ's. So we buy in bulk. And we've got like this massive closet that when we go to BJ's, we just throw stuff in there. And oh, you're only doing takeout. Oh, yeah. Bamboo internet, dude. Try it. I should put this right here. What is it? Casey Benson was like, "Yeah, we're all gonna have to learn the three shells something." I don't get that. I'm not sure. Either gonna have to use some old shirts, yeah. Matthew Costner, what's going on, guy? Well, one of the things that I can tell you, because obviously, like you can see, I've kind of like been kind of semi-prepping. I've got actually, because I think the way the boats are working and, you know, deliveries and stuff, this table is literally going to be filled with just stuff. I've got so many projects right now that I've got to do. I literally, so I was actually talking to Earl Moorhead, right? And one of the biggest things that happened for me, which where are the parts? One of the biggest things that happened for me was my, I know they're here. My DBXLE, where is it? Right here. So my DBXLE 2.0, what camera? I should switch to a different camera. All right, Chef. Chef, are you going to be on tonight? You already know I'm going live tonight. Don't forget to throw a thumbs up before you take off. But anyways, I'm going to switch cameras just so I can do things the right way. It might dump out, but just hang on. Hey, look at that. Wow. All right, so these parts right here. Now, my DBXLE, which when I smashed into that tree, the only thing that broke was this, right? And obviously it's both rod ends. And I'm not positive if this will work or not, but I totally forgot that I had these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if it's the same size. It probably isn't. Now that I kind of look at it, yeah, now I'm kind of wasting my time talking about it. Oh well. But anyways, I was talking to Earl, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy rod ends that go for the Losi 5T, because trying to buy, all it is literally the plastic end pieces that broke. Like, I don't need the stainless rod. And I think that's where the money is. The money is right here. You got to pay $54 to just get the 2 plastic pieces that I broke. That's insane. They give you every single rod end piece. I just don't get it. Logan, you still waiting for your Wide Max kit? Yeah. Oh, Styrian's there. What's going on, guy? Styrian's doing his mirror thing. What's happening?
Please tell me it's working.
Hey, it's working, guy.
Oh my God, finally.
And it's actually not, well, I can't say it's not stuttery yet. It is a little stuttery, but awesome, dude. How's everything going over on your side of the world? So Asterian's on the opposite side of the planet from me. How's everything over there?
Pure chaos. No toilet paper, no rice, no noodles, nothing to eat. Pure chaos. We're all going to die.
The three shells thing is from the movie Demolition Man. Yeah, dude, I don't even know. But we've got 4 more spots. Anybody want to jump in? There's the link right there. You have a red cat, but I'm gonna be getting a yeah, dude, the kaiju is awesome. I'll tell you right now. No, well, now you're saying you wish you didn't get the Max. The Max is a good truck. It really is. But it's a Traxxas, and you have to know the way Traxxas rolls. Traxxas will always think about Traxxas no matter what. I think I can move this. Oh no! No! You saw it live. Asterian just had an episode. Oh no, dude! I can't believe that stayed together. What is that made out of?
I don't know.
Is that made out of that new Tesla glass? I cannot believe that didn't break. Yeah, I'm coughing, but that's just normal for me.
You're going to die.
Oh, thanks for the bright outlook, brother. You're gonna die. Oh, trying to make some room here. And my dog's here like she always is. Hey, what you doing? She's just hanging out. All right. How do we do this? Like that. There we go. Let's see. Kaiju is too much fun. Yeah, it is. It's definitely a nice truck. That's one of the things we're going to be addressing today is actually finally, obviously you can see I got red cat parts on there, so we're finally going to be addressing repairing this thing and actually getting this thing back out there. But I've got just a ton of stuff. Just came in. Logan, what's going on?
Nothing much.
Maybe R6.
I recently cracked the C-hub and had to replace it.
Oh man!
Now
you're not the one that said. You're not the one that just said you regret buying the Max, right?
Yeah, I am.
Why? It's a good truck.
It is, but the price point is pretty high.
Yeah, it is. But you knew that going into it. It's a Traxxas.
Yeah.
Gosh, guy, jump in. Come on, man. Right there. RTC3, what's going on? Oh, yeah. Oh, Associated MT10. That's nice. Yeah, the MT10 is definitely a nice little rocket ship.
Yeah.
Fixing, replacing the front upper arm. Yeah, on the Kaiju, yeah. Yeah, it's just a couple of Team Vega. What's going on, guys? The link is up there. You want to jump in? Come on, Gus, man. You're killing me here. I think Tony must have stayed up too late last night. Where's Mets? Hey, Vector, what's the temperature? 43, that's not too bad. No, we got a couple of people renting here anyway. So, Logan, around your area, how are things going? You noticing any changes?
Yeah, the stores are pretty much empty.
Yeah. Now, when you say empty such as like what? Just like essentials or?
No, like there's no water, there's no rice in sight, and no toilet paper.
So you're the same thing as the Styrian. Dude, we got
pretty much.
We got plenty of stuff over here. You must be on the other side of the planet too.
Nah, it's Texas. It's not
Texas?
that bad.
Are you serious? Come on.
Yeah.
They always say that what? Everything is bigger in Texas, so your stores are gonna be bigger.
Yeah, and they run out pretty fast too.
That's not
pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, PR2 about the same. All right, Gus. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, you know, obviously a lot of people are finding some extra time on their hands. I just got a notification now that I am live on YouTube. What the heck? Maybe because I called it pandemic prep. Come on, everybody's doing it, right?
Well, I'm changing the spur gear in my Traxxas right now.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna wait till my my stuff gets in the mail.
There you go.
Hopefully.
Yeah, because that's one of the things too. And obviously, like everybody had to realize there was going to be a certain amount of trickle down effect. You know, that eventually it would be, well, it would affect like things that you kind of wouldn't think of. But that's the thing, though.
Yeah.
My attitude is don't fall into the trap of yeah, obviously just be cautious, but don't be afraid to spend your money. It's not like we're not going to die here. This isn't the end of the world.
No.
You know?
It's a flu.
Although I probably
not
shouldn't
a
say we're not going to die here, but
yeah,
same in Florida. Everyone got the toilet paper and forgot they had a shower and needed food and ammo. Kurt's RC, what's going on, guys? Yeah, so I figured what I'm obviously going to be doing is I'm going to be, well, because you end up with a little bit of extra time on your hands, the live streaming is actually going to be more consistent, happening now. We're going to do, daytime live streams. We'll be doing nighttime live streams just because it's that thing where, they're talking about that social distance, whatever. Well, this is the way to kind of like, keep everybody involved and keep everybody amped up and not freak out, because you don't need to freak out.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
It is. Do you feel, Styrian, do you feel that people are flipping out for no reason over on your end, like excessively?
People are crazy. That's everything I got to say.
Now, how are you finding like the roads and the streets? Are things a little bit more quiet, or are people still kind of like out and about doing stuff? Because I mean, that's what I'm doing. Still gonna work.
Over here,
Yeah.
Still do stuff. Even kids are still playing around. Everything normal. Even
good.
I think there are even more people outside. I don't know. Weird.
Well, yeah. Well, technically, more people would be outside.
Yeah.
Sure, not like a normal mirror. What, like the way that thing crashed to the ground, it didn't break? I have no idea how that didn't break, Asterian. Craig, what's going on, guy? Oh, you got sent home. You're a highway department worker? Yeah. That's kind of nuts, though. Why would they send you home? It's not like you're dealing with people. No, actually, she's not. So they get fed in the morning and at night. And I don't know if it's like nighttime is more of her issue, but she's fine. I know you're talking about Daisy. Same in Sweden. No toilet paper, pasta, rice, and flour. So like a lot of people don't like it when people mention President Trump, right? But he said obviously some things that make sense, like don't be that person. Don't go out and buy like the whole store's toilet paper because you're the person that's screwing things up. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be using any more toilet paper than you normally would. It's like those people that I think they had a bunch of people caught that were trying to like buy up products like that and sell them online and like
trying to get a markup.
Yeah, you're the wrong kind of person. If that's what you're doing, you're the wrong kind of person.
And the whole deal where that stems from, which I've heard it, so maybe it's just a rumor.
Yeah.
But someone posted on a blog that our toilet paper, and paper towels come from China.
Right.
So since we closed down the ports, that we were gonna run out of toilet paper, which caused the mass hysteria, and now people are running around buying toilet paper to the point where Charmin and Scott's have to start upping their production.
Right. Which technically isn't that going to be a certain amount of economic growth?
Technically, yes, but after all of this is over, we'll have a mass amount of toilet paper, and
yeah. Well, you know what's
the
funny?
price will go down
Right. Well,
tremendously.
the crazy part is like there are certain products that obviously, like whenever my wife will go, let's say I'm not with her, she'll go to BJ's. Like BJ's is like it's like a warehouse type of store where you buy
Like a Costco.
Yeah, you buy things in bulk because some families are bigger families, or the way we look at it is when we go shopping, we technically end up shopping less because we're already buying like the stuff that we need for like the month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or 2 months, or however it works. So we didn't change our shopping habits because why? Like, even my wife, so she kind of proved a point yesterday. There have been a couple of people that she's known that have done like, you know, the panic of, oh my God, there's not going to be any toilet paper. It's like, you're freaking out for no reason. So she went to the store yesterday, and while the shelves weren't overstocked with toilet paper and those types of products like they normally are, like when you see the shelves, it's usually fairly stocked. She said, but the stuff is still there. All those trucks that are delivering the products, they're still doing their job. It's just like, it's not like we have like some kind of gas and diesel shortage where we have no electricity and it's you know it's what is it, the show The Walking Dead? Yeah, that's not what's happening.
Yeah, no.
Trash Ninja, what's going on, guy? Trash Ninja, are you finally gonna jump on or what? You wish you could have invested in, yeah. But it would be limited, guy. And here's the thing, too. It's kind of like when you invest in certain stocks, you never know what you're going to need or when you're going to need it. And then by the time it rises to a point, how do you know when to sell off your stocks? You know, you don't know.
Hold on, let me get a mount real quick.
Yeah.
You just woke up.
Yeah.
RC sick. What's going on, guy? Just put your camera down so that you don't have to. Oh, you're putting it on a mount. So Gus is saying here it's no pizza chips and toilet paper. Luckily, you make your own food, so it's a little bit good. Yeah. Logan, somebody's asking you what vehicle you're working on.
My Traxxas Max. I'm dropping out the diff and changing the spur gear.
Nice.
Is that good, or
what are you working on, Asterion?
I'm completely disassembling my LRP.
Revo Mountain. Yeah. Yeah, I name like certain areas, like if an RC, like if it's first, time, if it did well, I'll kind of like name it whatever that was. Revo Mountain, Habao Mountain. I think there was something else too. I can't remember. Those piles are gone now. That's why I haven't been going over there. Obviously, because it's been cold too. When you're smashing and thrashing your RCs in the cold weather, it's yeah. not necessarily a good thing. Now, with a rug like that, do you ever find that you lose parts? Logan?
Yeah.
You got to be losing screws.
Yeah, I know. I keep them in a pile. I try to.
Voodoo Trucking, what's going on, guy? Yeah, we're going to be doing the streams a lot more, apparently, now than what we used to do because my dog's like right behind me. So we're going to be doing like, obviously, you know, I was doing some daytime streams. I was kind of getting into that little thing. We're going to be doing obviously more nighttime streams, just, you know, working out the things. You can see Asterian, you got 2 streams going? Oh, Asterian must have dumped out. Asterian dumped out. More stream conspiracy? Yeah. Well, that's why I titled it the way I did it. The RC pandemic, like what did I even put it at? I don't even remember what I called it. RC pandemic something. I don't know. A pandemic prep. And it was just showing you that I've been amassing those parts for a little while. Right there with all those parts, and I've actually got more stuff coming. So there's gonna be a bunch of repair videos, stuff that I've got to work on, stuff that I've got to get, you know, squared away. Hobby shop staying open. As far as I know, my LHS is open. So, and it's you have to stay open, you know. Oh, baby wipes. I should just put this here. There you go. Pandemic prep. Yeah, as far as I know, I believe my LHS is actually open. I think they're open right now. It's 10 o'clock, right? Yeah. Okay, Google. Is Reckless Hobbies in Wareham open today?
Yes, Reckless Hobbies is open right now, and they close at 5 p.m.
So Reckless is open from 10 to 5. Granted, that just could be an online thing, but I haven't seen any notifications saying that they've closed down or anything crazy like that. But this isn't like pandemic prep. It's just literally what we always get anyway, just because. I think it was just funny though. Now let's see. If I switch cameras, is it going to freak out again? No, it actually worked. Nice. All right. Oh, let's see what's going on here. There's a bash spot behind. Well, yes, it's actually he's got a crawler. He's got a crawler course back there. Background. So yeah, it kind of is. It's It's the vectors. It's the vectors right there. Those two guys right there. Yeah, they're the R2D2 of the thing here. 6 rolls a day? Wow. Tell them to go easy. Yeah, it's going to be tough, man, because, well, you know, it's easy. It's easier for guys. Guys don't even need a toilet. You just go outside if you have to. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. Trying to see if I can hook up. At one point in time, I had. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's not the only parts. Look at these parts here too. This is a whole transmission. So this is a transmission for it's OP0134. It's actually for the Habao Sport Plus. So we're going to be swapping out the transmission in that too. It's actually the truck that I've been taking parts off of. And it's one of the ones that I kind of like. Not that I don't want to drive it, but the thing is in mint condition, and that's a pretty sharp body. And I'm not a shelf queen type, but I don't want to wreck it. The thing, I like the way they did the body of this thing. I like the way they did the clear windows. I wish the clear windows went all the way through. They didn't clear window the back window. I might see if I can either do a cutout or see if I could take some like solvent and get rid of the paint, you know, obviously on the inside, but it's a sharp looking truck. I've been trying to figure out with the DBXLE what's going on with that. I just don't want to pay 50. Well, I say $54. I think in the end with tax, it's like 56 or something like that. $56 just because these two ends broke. This kind of stuff just drives me insane. And I think all the money is in the stainless link, the actual rod itself. Claire, what's going on? You gonna jump in or what? Been drooling over the Rovan Baja MXTS. Chef and Mets would be jealous. Yeah, bro. Anna, what's happening? I know, but the way I look at it though, Gus, the way I look at it is that with Earl, the fact that he's always smashing into trees, he's going to need those parts because he's going to be breaking them. It's the one weak link that I know these have, but when you saw the impact, it hit a tree. It's a 1/5 scale, you know what I mean? But he's going to need those parts. But what I'm trying to figure out is if the I actually got them ordered up. I just got them coming my way anyway. But for the low C5 T, I was able to buy these ends. So I'm hoping that they're going to fit. If they don't, I'll just send them back. Got to get supplies. You'll jump in a move. Yeah, Trash Ninja. It's kind of like even with Big Black. Literally the day that I bought that truck, the dealership never saw the truck again. The only reason why the dealership saw my wife's car was because there was actually a software recall that needed to be done. That was something obviously that I couldn't do. But it's just the way I am. I mean, I smashed it into a tree, guy. It was my fault that this broke. So I'm not gonna try to put in like a warranty claim and go, hey, I need some links because I was an idiot. You know what I mean? Why did Losi put 160 amp speed controller with a 200 amp motor. I don't know, guy. To keep it down. To keep it down. Sound went out. Uh-oh. See, that's the thing that I hate. Sound gone. Sound went out. No, it's there. Oh, Logan, on yours? I usually try and keep this on. Yeah, so that's the other thing that's going to change too is I run these streams on wireless, which every once in a while I'll get this like little thing that'll pop up that says that my stream actually could be better if I was hooked in by wire. So I just got to get like, I think 25 feet of Cat 6E cable that I'm going to run, and I'll run it straight to the computer. You might put a Max 5 in it. Yeah, I hear that's what people are doing. What's worse is the smaller gasket and the center diff. But yeah, well, that's what Earl found out. So Earl obviously broke one arm. So when he went to go buy, like when you break an arm, right? When you break an arm, usually they'll send you left and right of, say, the front or the rear, or if it's front and rear, it's normally a set of two. So when Earl went to go buy the parts that he had to buy, he ended up spending $300 worth of parts. Actually, I think it actually ended up being more, if I remember right, because I think as he dove into it, he kind of orders like I do. You just like take a look at it and you're just like, yeah, I'll just get these parts, and you just jump on and order the parts. And that kind of ends up biting you in the end, because you'll then dive into it and then realize, oh man, I can't finish this because now I'm missing my drive cups. I didn't realize I fractured a drive cup. And that's kind of what happened with me when I crashed the Kaiju. I literally just went on, I put a whole bunch of stuff in the cart, and then the next day I ended up doing, I think it was a live stream on just investigating to see what broke. I think it was a live stream. I don't remember whether it was a live stream or recording. And then as we dove in, I realized that, there was a couple of other things, or one other thing was the drive cup. And I had also had a bunch of tires and wheels that were actually in my cart as well. But when I jumped back online to update my cart with drive cups, all of a sudden I noticed that my cart is like more empty than it was when I left it, because things had sold out. I had done a couple of videos, and I'm not taking the credit in any way, but I'm sure I hope I had some type of a pull on it. Was that those Kaiju tires and wheels, these things right here? Where are they? Oh, they're actually on. Where are they? They're on the Max, right? Where's the Max? Yeah, right here. So this Max loves these tires and wheels. With this wide kit and these tires and wheels off of the Kaiju, and my whole point was, no, it's not a belted tire. I'm not sure what the longevity is. And I think because of the grip of these tires, it actually did reintroduce a little bit more of the tip over aspect to the truck. But if you had the Traxxas Max without the wide kit in the first place, it doesn't matter, because you were already used to controlling it. So with these grippy tires on here, I mean, even size wise, it actually just makes it look like a much more aggressive, just ripping truck. And I feel that it also made the suspension work better than the stock Max tires. So and I'm bringing I'm bringing this thing out too, right? I don't throw around favorite RC. Like it's not a word that I throw around. I just don't say, yeah, this is my favorite RC. As far as a buggy goes, though, for what exactly this thing is, this is my favorite for what it is. This thing is unbelievable. And I've actually finally come, I guess you want to say, to the determination that I'm done testing and ripping this thing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip it apart. I want to see, like, why is it out of the box? Why does this thing perform so well? I want to see what the diff oil's like. I want to see what the shock oil's like. For the amount of time that I've had this thing and I've ripped it, it's probably overdue for some maintenance. So I'm going to be doing, maintenance videos on this vehicle right here. We're going to tear it down. We're going to rip it apart. We're going to clean it up. See if anything's, worn out. I don't know if things are worn out on this thing. I can't tell because of how it performs. This vehicle right here, the Low Seat Tenacity DB Pro, this thing makes you think that you know how to drive. Like, I won't ever claim that I'm some, RC racer, whatever. I'm not. I'm just a redneck smash and thrash. I like just bashing these things. I like smashing them, thrashing them. I like putting them through, like what they say. They say putting it through the ringer. You know what I mean? 1/5 scale is expensive to fix. Yeah. Man, I don't know. You think 1/8 is the best? Man, I gotta disagree with you. When you're talking about this thing's a rocket. The handling, I want to say, like, it's odd. So, like, the track size you can take this on, where you can take it. You want to talk about best bang for your buck right here. This thing, other than some of the first production models, which mine was part of that, but again, I didn't try to, cry to Horizon and say, oh, I need tires because they're blowing off. I didn't care. I just re-glued everything and just kept ripping it. This thing's awesome. I have got zero to say bad about that DB Pro. Right there, Anna. Compared to a Typhoon, I'll race. I'm no expert, but I'll race that against any buggy. Dude, I'll race that against the DBXLE. I'll race that against anything. With how that thing jumps, moves, performs, I love it. You think the DB Pro is a 1/8 buggy? Nah. No. I think I know what you're getting at, but no, it's 110 all the way. Just like if you want to say size wise. But I think I get what you're saying. You know what's funny is I did a video a long time ago showing the scaleness of things, because everybody thinks for some reason that 110 literally means like 110. Like it's got to be this size. That's not what it is. That's why it's scale. It's scale to whatever it is. Shadow Ops, I didn't see you here. What's going on? My nitro truck destroyed the stock. Oh, where'd your comment go? The stock plastic wheels? Yeah. You know what's funny was that when that Losi TT like came out, when I first heard that it was coming out, I was just like, oh, that's going to be another buy. And then when I went on the website and I got to look at pictures, and I blew everything up on my screen. And I'm just like, it's just a DB Pro, just relabeled and different bumpers. It's the same goddamn thing. I'm not going to buy two of the same thing. That doesn't make any sense. But I'm sure, like, for people that don't like that buggy look, like I've always liked the buggy look. Number one, because you're looking at suspension. I mean, come on, look at that thing. This thing flying through the air. When I would set up like cameras on this thing, you put the cameras in the higher frame rates. So when you're driving, you catch all the suspension movement, and it's just like, it just blows your mind. Blows your mind, like how. So this is the way it works too. Scale. So if you record at a higher frame rate and then you technically scale that frame rate down, meaning slow it down, you then get to, you start to see like what potentially the real thing does, what the real thing, how it performs. You know what I mean? Because obviously, you know, everything's kind of speeded up because of scale. Chips, you filming the ground? Steering's back.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, I am going to switch cameras again, so it'll probably.
Oh, come on, don't do this to me. I'm not a streamer. Oh God. I'm not going to do anything.
And what's happening?
Just
What's
saying.
happening?
No. How are things on your side of the planet?
Pardon?
How are your? I think you got to turn your volume down. How are things on your side of the planet?
Absolute bonkers. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
There's toilet roll, there's no kitchen towel. Look on from the stores, honestly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Now, when people do that, what is your thought on that? Like, I mean, why? Why are people buying up those products? To me, it doesn't make sense. It makes it harder for everybody else.
I know, I agree with you. I mean, we make bread, so we make it by hand, so we have bread flour and things. But in the stores, I cannot get that now for love nor money. Bread flour is gone, and I don't get it. Why?
Right.
So I can no longer make bread now, so it's like, why now? Why with this panic? And for us, in our part of the town, we've only got 2 cases, so it's really, really, really doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Now is bread like a major staple that you guys, use every day, or it's just you just make your own bread?
Just make our own bread.
Yeah.
My partner eats it a lot, and I rarely eat it, but it's something that we like. It's homemade. You
Right.
can't get better. So I make it every week, and it takes them a week to eat it. But
yeah,
it's ridiculous now. I can't. I've got very little left, so I might have to just buy bread because
Yeah.
People have nicked all the bread. It makes no sense. It's just loads of stuff that's gone off the shelves, or meat, or tins. It's not fair for people like us that really buy, we don't hoard stuff, we just buy the essentials.
Right. Right.
For us now.
Well, that's why I put this as a joke. Like I put this as a joke on the thing. This isn't hoarding. This is how we buy it anyway. We buy it in bulk. We buy it like once a month, and it's like everything's fine. My wife proved the point just the other day. She went out to the a regular grocery store, and it was point blank. Stuff is there, and it's just like people that are like pulling up in all these vans and just loading up on toilet paper. Just like, come on,
I don't get it. I don't get it. What's funny though is because the only good thing is my partner is a vegetarian. That's not gone. You see in the stores, all the meat's gone. The stuff is all there.
Looks like we might be making a transaction here. Do you mean $100 per roll? We might be able to talk. I don't know. It's just nuts.
The only thing I worry about is getting veg from my guinea pigs. That's the only thing I worry about.
Right.
That so far I've got.
Now, why would that be an issue? Meaning, why do you think you wouldn't be able to?
Here, people are stocking up on that as well, and very little around. But because they're fussy little piggies, that I can get the stuff.
Yes.
But it's kind of hit or miss if I'm going to get it or not.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I worry about, and they've got to have it. So it's like I had to travel quite a while on Monday just to get them the veg because my local stores didn't have it.
Right. Are you noticing now how's foot traffic and stuff like that when you? Because obviously you do venture out because you have to.
Well, I'm outside right now because my partner's working inside, so I'm trying not to disturb him.
Right.
There are cars going back and forth. I don't know if you can hear them all over the place.
No, I can.
And
yeah.
It might get even. I don't know. Apparently, trains and stuff. There's no one on the trains. People have been showing there's nobody there. Public transport, still people there. It's going to get worse by Friday because our schools are going to close. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter actually, her school is switched to online courses, which she doesn't like that, but she gets it. You know what I mean? She's just, you have that, I guess rhythm or experience of always just going out and doing your normal day-to-day stuff, and slowly start to see things just changing just a little bit. Like even Hybrid, a buddy of mine on this YouTube stuff, he did a video basically showing his travel. In order for him to go to work, he takes 6 trains, and I think he said 2 buses just to get to work. 6 trains.
6.
And he showed areas that normally would be slammed with people, vacant. And he goes, it's real when the subway is empty.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Right. How are you feeling about it though? Are you nervous, or are you still kind of just living day to day?
To be honest, I'm just trying to get on with things. I have, like I said, I've got 2 sick guinea pigs at home that I'm just focusing all my attention on. Really, the only thing I don't want is it because I've got to go out places with them. They're going to the place tomorrow to do well.
Right. So you're still living the day-to-day life that you have to because you have to.
Pretty much. I'm an indoor person anyway. I kind of stay at home, play games and stuff.
Right.
So we don't really venture out unless I need
to. Now, your partner. You said that now he's at home working now. Was that a change for him?
Yeah, he works at Cardiff Uni, and they've switched everything remotely. So he was only in for 3 days live in the week anyway. So now he's doing everything remotely from home. So it's a little different for him, but not too much of a change.
Yeah.
But to my friends who work in offices and now working from home, it's a disaster for them, and they don't like it. They'd rather be in the office and they can't.
Yeah.
You know, it's the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So for me,
somebody's actually asking what country you're from.
from Wales in the UK, south part of
Yeah.
Wales.
That's why I say she's on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, it's 2:30 for me now. I don't know what it is for you guys. So I think we're 5 hours apart.
Yeah, so right now it's 10:30 on this side, which is the eastern side coast of the United States.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Peter Ronzoni is making a good deal here. He says he'll trade me a DB Pro for the whole pack of toilet paper. Nice. Oh my God.
Oops.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's good seeing you. I'm glad you jumped in.
I'll listen to your live stream anyway, but I got to get off and feed my boys again.
Sounds good. All right, Anna. We'll be doing a live stream tonight. If you want to jump on, say hello.
Just to let you know, my guinea pig is a much better. It wasn't a tumor. It was an infection. But now we think the other one has got it because he's showing the same symptoms. So they're both on antibiotics.
Well, at least you don't have to be as nervous about the other one because you kind of know what the other one went through. So
yeah, it's a bit different because I know the signs, and we're gonna take them both in and check them out. But I'm really pleased my big boy is doing well. He just needs to have more food in him to help stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna head off.
Good.
See you later.
Awesome. All right, Anna. Have a good one. Look at that. Peter Ronzoni, you're crazy, man. You hand over the toilet paper first. Hey, it's no loss for me, guy. Here you go. How many you want? You want a couple rolls? Here, take the whole pack. Oh, the other thing too, like to keep in mind, if you have a septic system, and I know this is kind of gross, but if you have a septic system, don't start flushing paper towels down your toilet because paper towels don't break down like toilet paper does. That's why toilet paper is, called toilet paper. So don't start using paper towels because that's no good. I know it sounds easy because it's select the size and all that stuff, but yeah, no. Don't go flushing paper towels down the toilet. No hand-to-hand contact. Trash Ninja's got it. Yep. Social distancing. So I'm pretty sure that I'm a good distance away from that camera right there. Should I get the Habao Hyper 10SC, the short course truck? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I like Habao. I really do. I'm finding there's certain things like with Habao, they'll give you like the oddest things. Like, see if I can show you like something. I probably can't. I might be able to show you on this thing. Like the drive axles would be like laser etched with Habao on it. Like in the DC1 that I've got, the drive shafts or there's just like these odd parts that are just like, wow, the quality in this is insane. Losi Baja Ray. Yeah, I don't know, man. I would definitely be negative if you said the Super Baja Ray. That's one of the reasons why that thing is not on this channel. Yeah, and Trash Ninjas kind of get the thing over what? What are you comparing the Hyper 10 SC to? Nice, Logan. Oh, you have the 110 Baja Ray? Yeah. What RTC? What did that thing cost initially? What did you pay for it? Just out of curiosity. Is that in that like high $400 range ish? Man, are you talking about RC stuff? Are you talking about the Mojave 6S 429? Yeah. Your phone's mic sounds good. Yeah, it actually did. It was pretty crystal clear. I'm gonna have to break out more rolls here. 5 rolls? Maybe like 4 rolls. How's that? Oh my god. Dude, it's insane. I should just put how they have those hats, just put rolls of toilet paper on those hats. Comparing it to a splash. How do I feel about the Red Cat Kaiju? This Red Cat built a mint truck. Like, I finally have the parts to fix it. So I got this, and this. Nope. This, upper, this. Where's the other part? And this, I think. Or is it this one? This one. So here's the parts right here. That technically, I only need half of everything that's in this bag. Well, other than this, because this is that steering thing. Half of everything that's in this bag to get that thing fixed. And that was 35 miles an hour-ish into a mailbox post. So how do I like the Red Cat Racing Kaiju? It's almost as if I'm saying it's similar to this, meaning not in how it drives, but just in that, what do they call it? Smiles per mile. Like that Kaiju, for the amount of time that I was ripping it, and everything, and that's the other thing that people need to understand too, is when I drive my RC cars, it's not, I don't record every single time, even though I'm getting to the point where I feel I should, because there are those times when, man, if you want to have like what they call B-roll and catch like the epic crashes and the things that, after you crashed and it survived, or those times that you like just by chance recover from this crazy crash and it lands on its wheels and you keep going. Like, yeah, I'm starting to kind of like rethink that, where I might get a couple of more GoPro batteries, because that's the thing with the my GoPros upstairs. But that's the thing with these GoPros, is that when you record at those high frame rates, it just annihilates the battery. But yeah, the Kaiju's awesome, dude. The Kaiju is awesome. I really like it. So there's your answer, Icon. How do I feel about it? Toilet paper's the new gold. Yep. Oh, yeah. No, I know what you're saying, Anna. The thing is, though, is that, Anna, if you can just get out there with your RC car anyway, just change out the wheels, save the track wheels as track wheels. You know what I'm saying? And just have a second set of wheels. Shadow Ops, you have a huge backyard. Yeah, that's awesome. Replaced a few parts on it though. Something about it jumping 20 foot off my 2-foot ramp brake, but yeah, I think RTC. I think you know why right there, guy. Because you're jumping it off of a 20-foot. What is he saying? Something about jumping it 20 feet off your 2-foot ramp. Yeah, dude. Of course. It's not what it's made for. It's a rock racer. You know that. No tires. Yeah, you gotta, Annie. You just gotta get on. Did you ever measure the hubs? I'm pretty sure that they're 12 millimeter, right? Getting those tires and wheels, those are pretty cheap. 3S to the moon. See what's funny, right? Is I got a screen that's right here. That screen right there. That screen, I get to see comments faster than on my computer. That's one of the things that drives me nuts. Is that when I'm on this live stream thing, I don't get to see the comments like as fast as I feel I should be able to. What happened to Gus? Gus was going to jump in. RC Master, what's going on, guy? Yeah, we're going to be streaming tonight, too. I'm actually supposed to be working on stuff. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to switch the camera right now. You can see we got Asterion right there over in the corner. He's working on something. Don't forget Asterion. You can always talk to people.
No.
No.
I will never talk island and I don't know. I know, this is very interesting here. Look at this, a differential. Interesting content.
There we go. So it's time to just kind of box these pots up for now. I just wanted to show that, you know, I've been kind of like amassing a ton of stuff to finally go ahead, I guess, during this apocalypse that we're having here, to work on some projects. This right here, this is actually directly from, what does that say? This is actually directly from Republic of China, right from Taiwan. This is obviously from Hebao. I had actually signed for this. This is an upgrade part that I got from Hebao for the Hyper MT Plus 2. It's part of the steering links, which is, these are the originals. And the ones they sent me are upgrades to their original stock. So what I'm going to do is they gave me a few sets. So I'm going to check them out and see what the differences are between all of these things. We've got links, we've got dog bones or CVs actually. CVs, the heck is that? CNC, like every piece and part for the DC-1. We've got upgraded 17 millimeter hexes for the, pretty sure this was actually for the Sport Plus. Stainless steel links. Oh, wait a minute. Would I be able to use these for the DBXLE? Shock, mounts, link arms, springs. That's that progressive springs for all four corners. Progressive rate springs for the DC-1. Different various styles of beadlock wheels. Beadlocks, black with the accented aluminum. That's that. And obviously Red Cat was all the parts that I actually ended up getting. Some parts I didn't actually technically need yet, but I heard from Gus, Gus's Custom Creations. He's actually broken a couple of things, so I just went ahead and just basically bought everything that I thought the kaiju might need. So, like, obviously we'll hold out, you know, specific parts that I know that I'm going to need just for obviously doing the repair, but just things like that I didn't even need yet that I figured I might as well just get right now, just in case. A couple of those. What do you break a front? So front upper arm. So we'll use this one right here. We're going to have to, bunch of other link arms. We're going to have to take that off, obviously, and rebend that. I ended up robbing this piece off right here and the other half of this to make the mount for the Traxxas Max. So I did a battery strap mod, which I'll show you how this works. Steve-O D313, what's going on, guy? Gus, you gonna jump in or what? Yeah, but dude, if your kids take your extra money, I mean, you're providing for your kids right now, which is super important. You know, all this RC stuff is cool. Eventually you'll get there. You might be looking, Matthew, you might be like, why are you looking for a Max or an X Max? Those are pretty damn expensive. Maybe you should consider getting like the kaiju. But anyway, what I was trying to say was that I did a mod. It's not even like a major thing. Let's see. Can I switch this out without it flipping out? Hey, look at that. It actually worked. So right on here on the Traxxas Max, the way I did my battery mod, I guess what to call it, I wanted to retain the factory, this factory hold down, because I didn't see any point in spending money on the hot racing when if you just take a strap and take a link arm, which I stole from the kaiju, and I just attached it with servo screws to the two holes that were already provided in this location, throw a battery strap around it, put the pack in, and just take the strap and wrap it around like this. It actually allows you to put so many different configurations of batteries in this thing. Like, because that actual holder can kind of still stay in place. And it actually kind of clamps down on the actual battery itself. So I like this setup much better than some of the purchase setups that you buy. What are you looking at? Hey, Vector. What you doing, buddy? You don't know? They're always coming around and messing with stuff. Huh? Hey, Vector. Hey, Vector. Yeah, I know. You're all excited. I know. Hey, Vector. Want to give me a high five? They're funny. Don't worry, you can't catch nothing. Have you heard? Yeah. I from day one, as soon as I heard that, Anna, I wasn't overly thrilled, if that makes any sense, because even when they put out a video, it seemed disingenuous. It didn't seem genuine. The guy was just like, you could tell he was just like faking it. And it's that thing where it's not his. They bought everything. The only thing I feel that they're concerned with doing is trying to make a buck, which that's I think that's the difference between DDL and the real Anki, the one that actually created their products. They actually were they looking to make a buck? Of course they were, because nobody goes into business to not make a buck. But I think the original Anki, I think they, because it was, what they call it, because it was their baby, they were doing things beyond what I think a company that kind of just steps in and uses a Kickstarter to basically just give them money. Like, if you do any research into DDL and what they were all about, them acquiring or buying into or buying Anki's assets or whatever it was, I don't care. Vector's doing good, and that's all that matters, and I don't care what happens, is what it is. Parts availability is bad for armors. No, I didn't, Logan. I didn't do it. Everything. So that, just so you know, that Max is not mine. It's actually my wife's truck. It may actually end up becoming mine if I keep destroying it, because I don't want to keep breaking her truck. It's like I almost feel like I need to have my own. So probably what I may do, I actually thought about getting her a Kaiju so that she can. The Max is awesome, but I'm finding that Kaiju to be a great truck. So I don't know. I'll probably leave it up to her, or I'll just surprise her or something. I'm not exactly positive, but I want her to have her own RC, and that Max is hers, but I've kind of been borrowing it and doing upgrades and then smashing it into trees inadvertently. And I think, I've put some damage on that body, which I don't know. When I did the pre-order for that Max, when the guy asked me, the LHS, Reckless Hobbies in Wareham, he's like, well, which color do you want? I'm like, color doesn't matter. I'm like, whatever color comes in is the one I'll take. If the thing's pink, I'll take it. I really don't care. But I ended up it was he just said, here, take one of these. And I didn't even look at the color, and I just took a box. And I was like, oh, it's the blue one. So, but she likes red. So obviously the Kaiju is blue. I'd have to get a clear body and, paint it up for her or whatever. But I don't know. Why do I hate trees? I don't hate trees. I don't hate trees. Do I hate trees that are in my way? Yeah. Do I hate trees that could potentially fall on my house in a hurricane? Yeah. I don't hate trees. I love trees. Yeah, I bash them, crash them, rip them out of the ground. What are you talking about, guy? I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey, did anybody see this right here? RC Guy Garage getting a little retro. Now that thing is awesome. I cannot wait to get that in my hands. Getting a little retro. Nice truck tree. Oh, dude. Logan, that tree was grabbing the earth, man. It did not want to let go. Yeah. Yeah, that thing is it's retro. It's retro. And I like certain amounts of retro. When does anybody remember when Associated basically put back into production the original RC10? Oh, I was so bummed that I missed buying that thing because you know what's nuts, right? I cannot remember for the life of me what happened to I had several vehicles. So I had 2 RC10s. I had a Kyosho Ultima, the regular Ultima, not the turbo. A regular Kyosho Ultima. I know I never sold it. I know I never gave that stuff away. I have no idea what happened to all my vehicles. Like, it's that point in time when you forget about things and you move on with life, like a job and potentially moving somewhere else or whatever. I have no idea what happened to all my original vehicles. Like, literally no idea. I wasn't living at my parents' house. I was bouncing in between a couple of my buddies' houses at the time. I had just gotten my license kind of deal, and I have no idea what happened to all my RC stuff. Like, I had a ton of RC stuff. Stuff that I don't understand is how do I still have my original planes? But where did my RC cars go? I know I never sold them or gave them away. So
I have an idea.
what?
Magic.
Talking about your magic, you're not talking about something that's supposed to be happening. How's your hybrid going?
Oh God. I ordered some parts.
Yeah.
But the seller said he can't send them because of the virus, and he refunded me.
Come on.
I'm so mad.
Dude, that's
When I
crazy.
saw that message.
He can't send you the part because of the virus? What does the virus have to do with that?
I don't know. I'm still waiting I'm still looking for the right parts to
God,
finally.
that's no good.
Because the car is fully working, the engine is working. It's working on electric. I can drive it on electric.
Right.
But
what you need is you need the bridge that's between your gas to the electric.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. I'm just reading the comments right now, trying to figure out if I'm missing anything. I'm probably not missing anything.
You're missing everything.
Yes. RTC. There were the gold pans too. One of them was used. It was actually my first. It was my first hobby grade RC. It was a used RC10 gold pan. It even had the transmission needed to be fixed. He had the original tires and wheels. It was like he literally didn't even drive it with the original tires and wheels. Matter of fact, it's upstairs actually. I still have the original motor to that thing. I even still have some of the transmission parts, which is nuts. But I don't know what happened to the cars. That's the part that I'm bummed about. Get the Kaiju. Just buy the Kaiju. If you're looking at a Red Cat, buy the Kaiju. Definitely a good truck. Anybody want to jump in? Boom, right there. Use that link. Gus's Custom Creations. Where are you, guy? Did the COVID get you? What are people calling it now? Like everybody, it's like you still hear coronavirus, but then you also hear COVID-19. Like, what's the difference? Is coronavirus over there and over here it's just called COVID-19? Come on, anybody else want to jump in? Let's go. 32 people. Don't forget to throw a thumbs up on that. Logan, you're a riot. I know it's the same thing, but why is it scientific name COVID-19? Right before any of this happened, my wife and I were talking, and she was talking. We don't have like these conversations either, but she was talking about, I think there was like some news thing that was talking about certain kind of terrorism, whatever, right? And then my wife said, and this was before this coronavirus, COVID-19 stuff happened, like, I want to say like a couple of weeks before or a week before. And the uniqueness of the conversation was, she said, you know what would be worse than all this terrorism stuff would be as if there was some kind of epidemic or pandemic kind of thing that would probably impact a lot more people than any terrorism kind of thing, could. And then like a week or two later, for all of a sudden to be an outbreak in China and then slowly just starting to like envelop the earth, that was insane that she had that conversation.
She did it.
No, it's just crazy how she talked about it with me before it even happened. That was nuts. SARS-CoV is the bacteria. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. All I know is I've got RC parts and cars to fix, and got to get out there and make some comment. Got to hang out with you guys, do these lives, because if we're all doing that social distancing, there's no distance right here. All you guys can just come over to my house. That's the whole point. Sergeant guy, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, y'all?
Now, this is the guy right here that had the Super Rock Ray, right? You're the one that broke the axle and then fixed it and broke it again?
Yep. So the first time it broke, it was a tumble, like a real bad tumble.
Right.
And it just snapped during that tumble, and it was just nasty. It's on video on one of my YouTube videos.
Yes.
But the second time, after doing all that repairing, waiting for the parts and all this stuff, I was on this big hill that I have over in this back spot behind my office, and that thing came down right on the corner and just snapped it instantly. Like, it took a couple of good hits during that run, but that jump, I was kind of like babying it a little bit and wasn't trying to go like super big.
Right.
And it still did right on it, and that thing's so heavy that it's gonna snap that. But I did recently purchase a heavy upgrade for it from that Vitavon guy.
Yep.
So I'll be having that CNC machined aluminum.
Now on that Vitavon, what are you talking like? What are you talking money wise for something like that?
Over $200. Handcrafted, man.
Yeah, so, I know.
He's got to do all that work and then machine it and everything.
Right, exactly. Right.
But yeah, I'm chilling at work, finishing up some stuff.
Now, how are things like, obviously because of the way I titled this, RC Pandemic Prep, are you feeling like any, effects where you are?
Oh, yeah. So the region that we live in is pretty heavily hit by the impacts of all this stuff. So, like, our surrounding area, not super, like, condensed into where I live at and stuff in the base area, but all the areas around it are heavily impacted.
Yeah.
within like 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes from this area. So it's real close by.
Right.
And there's people in our area that are affected too. So
Are
pretty
you
crazy.
are you finding the shortage?
Oh no, we're good. I mean,
That's what I say.
luckily
That's
the bank keeps that stuff stocked, so it's not like it's an issue or anything.
Yeah,
So
my wife went to the grocery store just the other day to kind of almost prove a point. It was just like the stuff is there. No, the shelves aren't massively stocked with it like normal, but the product is there.
yeah, we got stuff
have
here.
to-
We're having a shortage on this, like hand sanitizers and Lysol wipes and stuff like that.
Right,
Everybody bought. So we're waiting on new shipments to come in, but they're coming.
Right.
So
And the stuff is coming. It's not stopping. All this COVID stuff is not stopping the transport of all these products. It's slower, but it's gonna be there. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, Sean, I see what you're saying. McPherson right there. Yep. RC stuff. I don't live in the US. Yeah.
Yep. I got something to show you guys. I just got this yesterday.
Oh, Sergeant J just picked something up.
So
No, you got the Mad Van. Nice.
Oh.
Up to start working on this. I got my EC5 connector put on because I use a lot of EC5 stuff.
Yeah.
And it's easier to get the batteries here in Italy. So yeah, I got that. So I'm super excited. I already ordered upgrade stuff for it, so it all came in together.
Now,
So
do you know Tony CCXRC?
Yeah, CCXRC. I saw
Dude,
some
he
of his
loves his Mad Van.
He's the reason I got the damn
Right. Now, see, isn't that nuts? That's how crazy. Like, so everybody knows all this social media stuff has its positives and it has its negatives. So it's like its negatives are kind of almost creating a social pandemic. But then, like, when you see something like that Sergeant J, the reason why he bought the Mad Van was because he saw someone else was just like, this thing is awesome. It has its positives, it has its negatives, you know. Big Mac, what's going on, guy? I'm off for 6 weeks. Wow.
Damn.
Seattle, Washington. He's off for 6 weeks.
They got us going every other day.
Right. Yep.
Try to minimize contact with everybody.
Yeah, even so my youngest daughter, she actually works for Kohl's, and they even so they're still going to pay her, but whatever her schedule was that they told her, whatever your schedule is, we're just modifying the hours of the store, but you're still going to be paid for those hours that you were scheduled to be there. Meaning, so like if they close at like 6 or 7 o'clock, when normally they'd stay open till 10, she's going to get paid for those hours that she would have been there, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome.
All right, Logan. We'll see you, man. Big Papa Paul, what's going on, guy? Does anyone know shared parts with another RC? The TR
An ammo can with their battery in it.
You know what? You know what's crazy? I actually talked about that, which it's awesome. It's definitely a good idea. But what I've been telling people is that when you do that, depending upon how many batteries you're throwing in there,
that's true.
One battery just going thermal, you're going to have a mini Chernobyl in that box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's one of the big things about it. I'm kind of iffy on it too.
Right.
Like separate them between like different battery bags or something like that.
Right.
And
I think. Granted, I don't want to sacrifice battery packs, but I've got some battery packs I might not mind sacrificing, is those Power packs. But what I was wondering was that if somebody did that, I'd almost like to see somebody put each battery in a lipo pack, in one of those lipo fireproof bags, put it in an ammo can, ignite one of the batteries, and see what happens to all the other ones.
That'd be a pretty good experiment.
How good those bags really do. Because my idea And granted, my idea is not for everybody because not everybody has the room or whatever, but you go on Craigslist or you go on the Facebook Marketplace or whatever, you can get an all-steel truck bed box. Doesn't have to be a massive one. And you can keep it outside and just put your batteries in that, and they're spaced out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And good luck for somebody trying to just grab your truck box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to be a single person kind of trying to carry that thing away, you know?
Nope.
But I like the security of that, of just being able to space out the batteries. That way, if one, you know, goes nuclear, it's not going to hopefully take out all your other packs. That would be a lot of money. You talk about these battery packs, man. Like, how many battery packs do you put in that ammo can?
So right now I probably have, I think, 4 in here.
Okay, so you got to figure what's like 80 to 100 and something each?
Yeah. I mean,
It's a couple bucks right there.
yeah, man.
I see. I was actually, and the reason why, because everybody says it has to be an external damage to the battery that actually causes the lipo fire, or it has to be in a charging situation. And the only reason why I am against that theory is because I was one of the guys that had the Note 7 that exploded right next to him. So my Note 7 wasn't being charged. It was probably halfway charged at the time. It was sitting on the couch next to me. And I was one of those guys that was just like, it's never going to happen to me. I'll go against the grain and I'll put out videos. Yeah, I got my Note 7 right here. I actually renamed it the Chernobyl 7. And it happened. It happened right next to me. And that was the nutty part.
That is terrible.
It was funny having News 5 in here and everything, interviewing me about the battery. And it was just like, I don't know. I'm like, I just had it next to me. I don't know anything about the battery. Yep. The wushu flu.
Yeah. I just got an email that they canceled all sports for all the schools for the
Right.
rest of the season.
Right.
For the spring
Even,
sports.
I think my wife was telling me that I think she said something along the lines that most likely this could be the actual like end of school, like for this year for the kids. Like there won't be school to go back to.
Yeah, most likely that's what's going to happen. Most likely.
That's crazy. Because here's that thing where
We're already that close to the end of the school year anyway.
Right. What does by law, you're supposed to be in school for 180 days. What changes that? Like, has there been anything in history that has changed the 180-day rule? Like, obviously, apparently this is gonna, you know?
Yep.
Has it happened before? George Silman, what's going on, guy? Larry Mitchell, what's happening? You were the one that said that. Gold Goose Gaming.
Hey, Big Mac, thanks for subscribing.
Gus, homeschool. Gus, you gonna jump on or what? Come on, guy. There's the link. All online. Oh yeah. So Sean is saying they're all online doing here in Utah. Wife is a teacher.
Yeah, that's how my sure.
Right.
Everything's on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got 5 girls, so all of them are out of school now. So my wife's going crazy with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I like about there was because obviously you have celebrities now that have kids, and now their kids they have to watch them themselves. And one of them posted like some Instagram thing that was on the news, and they said something along the lines of teachers need to be making $1 billion a year.
I've always said that.
Teacher, my daughter is actually going to school to be a teacher, and when she changed, she was originally going to be an environmental scientist, but she started to realize as the years were going that she started getting that feeling like this might not be like a lot of kids. They first go in their major, they change their major halfway through because sometimes that's just what happens. Because when you're young, you have no idea what you're going to do with your life. You just you have a direction where you think you might want to go, but then it changes. So she decided to kind of, I guess, be a teacher. And anybody that knows her is not surprised that she wants to be a teacher because it was actually something that was talked about behind the scenes without her knowing, was that she's got this aptitude for wanting to teach. Like she was even a tutor in her school, which was nuts. So her changing her major, it actually is working out because she still wants to be an environmental scientist. But what she's now doing is taking all those classes. She's still able to guide herself as being a teacher for environmental science, which it works out. So all those classes that she took technically weren't a waste because she still needed the information. So, and now everything has been switched to online. So I don't know. She doesn't particularly care for that part. You know, I think one of the classes that she's taken a second language class, which is Korean. She's trying to learn the Korean language.
That's a good one.
So the tough part is she feels like she needs to be in the class to learn it better. You know.
Yeah.
Big Mac actually teaches high school PE. Yeah, yes, pay us more. Exactly, guy. Exactly.
Hey, Asterion, what's that you work?
His internet connection doesn't always work right, so sometimes you almost have to repeat it. Asterion, what are you working on, guy?
I'm working on my editing. I'm completely taking it apart.
Yeah, he's got a rough internet connection.
Yeah, I'm running off my personal hotspot since I'm still in the office right now.
Right. Yeah, so as a teacher, Sean's better half is setting up times to have classes. Yeah, it's crazy. She'll be able to help kids one-on-one. Yep. Gosh, guy, what's going on? Oh, looks like wherever Gus is from, he has no power.
No, my camera's acting weird. Looks good on the screen here, but up there it's really.
There's a light above it that I think is affecting it. It's like a light stream.
Yeah, it might be.
I think I recently watched a couple of your videos, guys.
I thought you just subscribed recently.
So what's happening, Gus?
What the heck is going on? Huh?
Uh-oh, Gus is having technical issues here.
Oh, come on.
You're there, Gus. We can see you.
You can see me?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna try to get this light that you figured out.
Are you using one of those Logitech 920s?
No, it's actually I just hooked the one of my action cams up right to my computer.
Oh, okay. There you go. You fixed it.
There we go. That's better.
Gus's Custom Creations. What is happening on your side of the planet?
It's craziness.
You know, I think what you have to do is I think you have to mute the your YouTube.
I do have that muted.
Oh. It's like Sergeant J is packing up the charger.
Yeah, I gotta put some stuff away. I did a little soldering job on my lunch break today.
Nice. Yeah, actually, Sergeant J got one of those mad vans because of Tony. That's so crazy. So what is happening, Gus? Oh, Gus, you muted. You muted yourself, Gus.
This is the power plant I'm gonna throw in the old Mad Van, little Max 10.
Ooh, nice.
Now we working?
Yes, you're working.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason I didn't like that other camera.
Right.
36.
Use a computer camera.
That's going to be a nice setup. You're going to rip that mad van right apart.
We'll see. We'll see.
Dude, it's going to be a wheelie machine.
I got all the upgraded aluminum parts and stuff like that, and I got a few spares, so we should be
Nice.
a bit solid enough to handle it on like a 2S lipo or something.
Right, right.
I don't think I'll throw 3S to it. It'll probably tear it. But I got a steel.
Oh, you have to test it out.
I know, right?
That's what it's all about.
Wait, if it runs 6S, 8S, I'm running all of it.
Right. So if you guys, so if anybody in the chat, go ahead and throw a thumbs up on the video. But if you guys haven't checked out Gus's or Sergeant J's channels, go check them out.
Appreciate
Definitely
that.
worth a look. Dylan Davis from California. What's going on, guy? Oh, Big Papa Paul, you got one of those phasers. Yeah. What phaser did you get though? I hear explosions in the background.
That's fighter jets taking off.
Nice.
Old F-16s, man.
Oh, I love that. MK2 Hellcat, yeah. I think when I saw that the 69 Camaro came out, man, I was just like, yeah, I got to get that. Fly Sky has not arrived yet. It's been over a month, right? Yeah, Big Mac. That's what Chef Beardsley was coming across. He had to wait about a month to get his Fly Sky Noble.
That's crazy. And we got all these limited shipping now with Amazon and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, although Amazon is what? Hiring another 100,000 people?
Yep.
How does that work out for a company like that? Because I guess depending upon where you are or what business you have, you can't have more than 25 people working at the same time or something. How does I don't even understand how that works.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. That doesn't make sense.
I'm wondering if that's just like restaurants and, stuff like that. Maybe. I don't know. I am not going to be overly concerned about it because so I was having the conversation with my daughter because it's good to get her perspective because she's only 20 years old and she's in college, almost at high school. She's in college. So she's that younger set of eyes that, I bounce things off of her all the time. Yeah. And I feel so sad for these younger generations because these younger generations have to deal with so much more than my generation or Gus's generation ever had to. You gotta going out to a movie theater. You gotta wonder if some guy's just all of a sudden gonna jump up with an AK and just annihilate everybody. It's just like, come on. And now we've got this pandemic thing happening here where, I don't know, people just don't be overly like scared, you know?
Yeah, that's one of the big things today is everybody's overly sensitive about everything, anything and everything.
Right. You have to be alert, but not so alert that it destroys your life.
Yep.
Right. When I grew up, it used to be like grumpy old men. You know, you called your buddies names and stuff like that. Nowadays, if you even say anything slightly off color, they flip out on you.
Right.
And it's like, not that you're being mean. It's just, that's how we were back then, and it didn't mean anything. It's just how we talk to each other.
Right. It's funny though. Talking to my daughter, she's been able to fine tune me a little bit, which I guess is a good thing because you get kind of like set in your ways and you can't necessarily use the excuse of, well, that's just the way I am, or that's the way it is. It's just like everything changes. Everything eventually needs like a little fine-tune something or an adjustment or, whatever. And I'm not resistant to it. I definitely lived a different, way when I was younger. We used different words that are not socially acceptable now. And I'm not bent out of shape that I don't use those words anymore because I just needed a little bit of a fine tune, a realization that, you don't say that because it actually means this. You know what I mean? And I'm glad to have, a daughter that is, like I said, that second set of younger eyes that will say to her dad, "Hey, Dad," and I'm like, okay, I'm all right with that. But there is a little bit too much complaining, though.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one.
Gus, what are you doing? You still building that cage?
Yeah, they just about got it done. I'm hoping to have it finished today.
So explain to us, how do you? I know you're doing it, but give us some pointers and tips. You're bending your Delrum, right?
Right. Yeah. For the sharper bends, I just use my wrench. I just stick it through the hole, heat it up with my torch. Then I just kind of hold it, and you gotta not overheat it because if you overheat it, it actually gets brittle. But for my bigger bends, I actually used just a tubing bender.
Right. A regular. Now, does anybody know what that device is that it's in his hands? Show me. I know what that is. I've got a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah.
So what does that bend? What is it for?
Yeah, it's for like brake line or small tubing.
Transmission lines, right?
Transmission lines, yep.
Yep. A lot of people don't know what that tool is right there.
Just chatting with one of my best buds back in Florida, and he was doing a brake line on his truck for his daughter because his daughter got his truck now, and he was using one of those. I was like, man, you don't see people use those too often anymore.
No, you don't. Because nowadays you can buy literally pre-bent everything.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of takes, I don't want to say it takes the fun out of it, but I will tell you though, there is a company that that I deal with. It's not Stainless Works. What the heck is it called? I don't even know what my box is.
So I think I'm gonna do some backyard.
Right here. It's called The Right Stuff. Now this is for like giving you what the reason why it's called The Right Stuff is because when you order from this company, they're literally giving you the right stuff for your car. So we're talking about, obviously my 69 Camaro. So if I'm not replacing something and making it, I'm replacing it with something that's the right stuff, because you can get so many garbage products nowadays, like even the disaster with my truck, buying these upgraded oil coolers that I guess in theory sounded good, but then if you really thought about the way the truck is programmed, the programming is set to sense a delta differentiation between the oil and the coolant in my engine. And when it breaks that delta, it throws a wrench light. Well, I never thought of that in the beginning because I was like, oh, nice. This oil cooler is going to keep everything so much cooler. Well, what it did is it kept my, I forget whether if it wasn't my oil, because my oil pretty much stayed at the delta it's supposed to be, but my coolant actually got cooler. So the two deltas between the oil and the coolant separated too far to where as soon as I would throw on a small travel trailer, I've got my big boy trailer that's out back. It's a 34-foot travel trailer. It's not an ultralight, it's a real trailer. When I would throw on my enclosed trailer, which is only a 12x7 enclosed extended height, I would get a wrench light pulling that just because the deltas would just climb too far away from each other. And when you get a wrench light on your dashboard, that means, at least for my truck, you cannot go over 2,200 RPM. Now, you would normally think like for a diesel, that's no big deal because a diesel's all about torque and everything. You still, if you're pulling a trailer going uphill, you need to still get into those higher RPMs. And it was just like, I did that, 3 times? Like, I don't know. Wasted my money. And I finally went out and got the OEM upgraded replacement from the Ford dealership, and I have had zero problems since. If anything, my truck is now on the extreme tune, which I don't know how many horsepower that thing's pumping out, but it's not as much as the brand new truck, but it'll get out of its own way now.
That's all.
I love my truck. Gus knows.
Oh, yeah. With my truck too, I'm gonna hate to get rid of it, but it'll be soon. I'm just about at 300,000 miles.
Right.
And it's just F-150. My last one I got 425,000 out of it, so maybe I got a couple more years in it.
That's a good amount of miles.
Yeah, that's because I fix everything myself. I make sure to change the oil and all that kind of stuff, and that makes a big difference.
Maintenance.
Yep.
Maintenance, even in what we are right here. Our
Right.
stuff. It's one of the things that people forget. People complain like, oh, why is my diff blowing out? Why are my shocks blowing out?
Yeah.
Maintenance.
I got lots of buddies like that. They're like, why are my bearings always going out? And I was like, because you spray it off with a hose when you're done and you never put any oil on it.
Right. Everything. That little bit of rust grows.
Yep. And then you let it sit for a couple weeks and then your wheels don't turn.
Well, here was something that I kind of brought up, was that everybody's always talking about the scale of vehicles, right? So you got, all the different scales of vehicles. And when people buy a vehicle, they're looking at sometimes obviously like the Kaiju or the Max or whatever it is. It'll say right on the box, 50 miles per hour. So you got to figure, okay, that's scale. Now crash that thing scale. You know what I mean? Like everybody forgets. It's like you crash into a mailbox going 35 miles per hour in a scale truck.
Right. Yeah.
You got to scale that crash.
Right. Yeah. That would be like a 500 mile an hour crash in a real car.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the video of that Firebird. I think it was like an 80s Firebird. The guy was flying down the highway. He got into the median and crashed into the center bridge abutment.
Yep.
There was no car left. It was dust in pieces. And it's just like, yeah, well, now take your scale vehicle that you're complaining about that is breaking so often. Don't forget to scale the crash.
Right. And plus, even a real car at 50 miles an hour, you hit something that's
Well,
going to
I wouldn't want to take Big Black and crash it into a tree.
be right.
You think all day, like people get this misconception about vehicles, like the bigger the vehicle is, the more stronger it is, the more, the more it can, like, you get like that thought that, if I ever crash into a tree or a telephone pole, I'm just going to slice like right through it like butter because this is a F450. It's like,
Right.
no, that's an oak tree that you just hit.
Yeah, like with RCs, a lot of guys think the bigger ones are tougher, but it's actually usually the opposite.
Right?
I think the X-Max is probably the only big truck I've seen that actually can take a pretty good pounding.
Right. So like I wish like one of my kids or my daughter or whatever, or my wife was skilled enough to be able to drive an RC, because what I've wanted to do was take the DB Pro, and I want to race it against the DBXLE, because everybody thinks like the DBXLE is like fast. It's like, no, it only goes 40 something miles an hour. This thing is actually faster.
Yep, and it will handle better too because it's lighter.
Yeah, exactly, because it's all scale. My track out back, 100% designed for the Max, the Kaiju, the DB Pro. Can I drive my 2.0 on it? Yeah, but it's different. Runs out of track really quick.
Yeah, you got to drive a lot slower with it.
Right. Thoughts on the Red Cat Shredder?
Shredder's it's a good one. It's not bad. Holds its own,
I originally was gonna buy it, but realized that for its size, way underpowered, and if you try to repower it to where it should be, or where you visually think it should be, that's when you start having the issues.
Yep. Because that thing only came 4S, right?
Right.
Big old long body truck like that.
And I think 4S was pushing it.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really take to that truck too much. I didn't like the way it was like laid out.
It was actually, so for the holidays, you know how they do like Black Friday and whatever they have, all those holiday sales before the December holiday, on Amazon, which I was like, I want to say like that. I was 2 seconds away from clicking buy it now. I don't know what was holding me back. It was only $280.
Oh wow!
And I let it sit in the cart for too long, and by the time that I was ready to, you know what, I'll get it. By the time I went to go click buy it now, it already jumped back up to like $350 or $60 or whatever it was. And I was just like, nah, it's not worth it to me at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, it's actually mostly landslide parts, and they just stretched it out, and that's why it won't handle any more power than what it does.
Right, right.
I was gonna get that, and it was in a raffle, one of the raffle groups. So I won the raffle, and I had my choice of that one, the landslide, or something else. I can't remember what it was, but I went with the landslide. So that one ended up being a fun basher for a while. Then it had its own little issues, little quirks it had and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like it, so I ended up getting rid of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But at least you had the experience with it,
Landslide wasn't a bad truck though, in my opinion, overall.
Right.
Yeah, landslides are pretty good. The only thing they have is you have to brace the chassis. They do bend pretty easy.
Yeah, that was one of the big issues with those bending. Yep. Well, since I'm working every other day, tomorrow I'm gonna do some backyard bashing with the Kaiju, get it out for the first time. I'm gonna run it on 4S, and then I might do a test on 6S, and I'm trying to video everything, get my little impression on it.
Yeah, I usually, unless I'm like wanting to do tricks a lot, I only run 4S. It's a lot more fun to drive that way. So otherwise, it's got so much power, you got to be really careful.
Yeah. And I don't have a big yard, so I need to be careful anyway. So,
Right.
but I did some tuning of the diffs and all that stuff, and I did a little video on that, like how to access the diffs and all that. Oh man, about time to get out of here. So it's pretty serious here as far as this lockdown goes. You got to carry documentation. You know, you got to have official reasons to travel between work and home and the grocery store, all that stuff. Like one person should be leaving the house if you have a family or whatever
Right.
to go get supplies and things like that. And, you know,
Yeah, we're not quite that bad yet. So far, they've only kind of, shut down the schools and some of the businesses, like factories, those still can run yet, and like drive-throughs, but like the restaurants and stuff, you can't.
yeah, I heard they were doing stuff like places that have a drive-through, they're just closing down the inside of the place and only running the drive-through, and that's it. Is that right?
Right.
Right. Go for today. So, yep. By trade, Air Force generator tech. So I do all the backup power for all the facilities on the base. But right now I'm in a pretty unique position as a deployment manager. So I handle all aspects of getting people deployed to where they need to go for our unit.
Nice, huh? The host just takes off. I knew you guys had it. I had to take a phone call. All this pandemic stuff has got my clients. You know what's funny is that's, I got to tell you one thing about the type of work that I do, and I'm not going to get into the type of work I do in reality, but what's nice about work I do is that my clients are very laid back. How do I explain it? I've got the attitude now where if I come across a potential client and I actually sense an odd attitude, I can actually just go like this and go, all right, well, it was very nice meeting you. I wish you well. Just take them up, like in a very nice way. And all of my clients that I have appreciate the fact that, you know, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So one of them just called me right now and just said, just checking, you know, are you still coming today? And I said, oh yeah, nothing's going to change. Just because they're closing down the planet does not mean that I'm not going to be there. So
Right.
you have to sometimes put people's minds at ease.
Yep.
Well, do you think they're more crime than being told? Odd for the extremes world going to fight off supposedly. Well, they like Big Papa Paul. I don't know if anybody addressed that. Was that obviously there's certain things that we're not told, but there's also somebody made a point about the media. It's just like it's I'm learning. It's like YouTube, okay? When you get subscribers and you start to monetize your channel and you start to get an income, advertisers start attaching to your channel, but they attach based upon the content. So like when I was talking to Gus was that, and I'll say it this way, the stupid video that I just put out about my truck pulling out a tree stump, which was 48 minutes long of me just going about my day, showing a reality of this is how I'm going to pull out a stump and not wreck my truck. Like there's guys out there like, oh, dude, you should have just like slammed it and just like ripped it out. It's just like, no. Yes, I could do that if I wanted like 10,000 subscribers, but this is my truck. You know what I mean? I don't have the money to just go ahead and buy another truck because I was an idiot and I just tried to rip a house off its foundation, like in what was that movie? You know the movie I'm talking about, Gus, with Danny Glover and Mad Max there. What's his name? He's in the Chevy dually.
Oh yeah, the Lethal Weapon.
He ties up to the support frame of that house that was on the stilt.
Yep.
Yeah, what was the name of that?
Lethal Weapon. I think.
Lethal Weapon. I love that.
Yep.
That part of the episode was so just like if you're a car or a truck guy, you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Just watching that truck just rip down a stilted house was just like, you know, obviously it's Hollywood. So
right.
If I wanted to get 10,000 views on the video, yeah, that's what I would have done. But I still got to drive that truck to work.
Yep. Yeah, I get that stuff too. Like some people tell me, you know, why I don't jump my stuff higher and do that kind of stuff. And it's like because I can't afford to keep fixing it all the time, you know. Plus
Right.
it's my truck and I don't want to break it.
Right. And a lot of times what you're seeing is when you're seeing some of those YouTubers, it's because they're getting a kickback. There is a reason why they can take their I'm saying this one, the Traxxas Max, and launch it off of the Empire State Building and not care because
right.
Well, they were already paid last month to buy 3 other ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. And even then, you know, people that are on YouTube, you're really not making that much money. It's you got to keep your day job. It's not like, and then like, so what we're on right now, we're on StreamYard. Okay. Now I'm limited to, I think, 20 hours a month on StreamYard in the free zone. So I could be on this live stream, and usually when I do a live stream, it's like 4 to 5 hour live stream. So that means I'm restricted to only a couple live streams doing this. And then you got to switch over to like the regular format. So because of the way things are going, you pay a subscription, you get unlimited. But with StreamYard, what I'm not liking is that when you get a certain amount of people on the live stream, it's this weird, like electrical, like sizzling sound that like goes through when I've played it back. And I have no idea what the heck that is other than it's something wrong with StreamYard. And that's why I don't want to pay for it. Why pay for something that's defective? You know?
True.
But I might have to, because if I want to be able to do streams like this where people are involved, which a stream like this, you've got Sergeant J here, you got Gus's Custom. You're not just looking at me. You're able to talk and interact with these guys. These guys have a heck of a lot more better things to say than I do.
I don't know about that, but
God.
for me, it's hard to remember I'm talking to you guys and these guys, and I keep forgetting to look at the comments. It's
right, and that's what I do too. Yeah. So Sean was even saying lethal weapon. Oh my God.
Well, I see Sean McPherson said his brother's in Air Force on medical. He's in medical career field.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough.
Especially right now, yeah.
So I'm actually out of Massachusetts. You can probably tell by the wonderful Bostonian accent I guess I have. Massachusetts.
Somebody asked, who do we think will have the best release this year? So I'm guessing that's Trash Can Ninja.
That's a good question, man. And
yeah, it's hard to say. Traxxas is supposed to have another one coming out this year.
I think Traxxas is due.
Yep.
Or due.
But
they're way overdue, I think.
But getting back into pandemic, what's that going to affect for possible releases that were slated that we have no idea about?
Right.
It's
yeah.
already,
it'd probably get delayed, a few months at least.
yeah. All the other industries like cell phones and all that stuff are being affected already too. So
right. Like, who was the first? So from my memory, the first company to admit having shortage issues was Apple.
yeah.
Where are they getting all their stuff from? Not here.
Nope.
So Apple was like, yeah, we're having a shortage already.
Yep. You can't even get service, like get your stuff repaired. There's not even parts and stuff to get your stuff fixed.
Right.
Different stuff.
Yeah, even the doctor's offices are actually backed up down on people. I went in yesterday, and they usually have like 10 ladies up in front at the hospital, and they had 2.
Yeah.
And then you walk around and you don't see people, but I get it. They don't, to social contact or whatever you want to call it.
Social.
Yeah, they got a 1 meter rule here in Italy. So like everywhere you go, you walk into a store, there's tape on the floor, 1 meter a piece. So basically 3 feet.
Really?
You got to stand on that line from the next person in line.
Now, see, Sergeant J is telling us something that we haven't seen yet.
They enforce it too. So they have these military style police here called the Carabinieri, and they have jurisdiction anywhere in Italy, anywhere they go. So these guys will come in and they basically will oversee what's going on and enforce the rules. And they can write you a fine if you're breaking any of the rules, however they interpret the rule too. So
yeah, kind
of there's gray areas with any rule, right? So
depends upon the guy you're dealing with.
All that stuff comes into play. Like you're not supposed to be bringing a bunch of kids with you when you go out to the store, right?
Right.
But you tell the single mother whose husband is deployed and doesn't have babysitters and stuff like that. because you're supposed to be not contacting other people. So that person doesn't have a choice but to bring their kids. But then the guy walks up to her and gives her a ticket.
Yeah.
Now she's got to go out of her way to go fight that now.
Right.
And it just throws a big wrench into everything. So it's like case by case type thing, but everybody's together. People are understanding. We'll do it.
Boy, I wonder if they're going to do something like that around here.
They're talking about around here doing like you have to wear a mask and you have to wear rubber gloves and everything when you go out in public. So
Really?
that yeah, none of your fluids or whatever, because you can get it by touch and by yeah. And there's already people doing it already. Like you see them walking around with masks on and rubber gloves.
Now, see, I thought in the beginning, originally what they were talking about is wearing the mask was actually pointless in the beginning, right? Because if you weren't sick, I don't know.
What it is they said it doesn't pay on the mask because you can get it by touch as well.
Right.
And that's why they're saying the mask and gloves.
Right.
But I'm going to bet they probably put that 1 meter rule in over here too, just to make sure, you know, you're not getting too close to somebody.
Man, that's nuts.
Because the big thing is with it is it goes in through your respiratory system most of the time.
Right.
So like if you touch your mouth or whatever, yeah, it's going to get in through your mouth too. But most of the time, it's your respiratory system through breathing through your nose or your mouth. So if you are close to somebody that's been coughing, or you just walked into an elevator that somebody was sneezing in, or something like that, just any type of situation like that, you're gonna contract it easily.
Right.
In a confined space or something like that, or if you're in close quarters with a bunch of people.
Right.
Minimize group activities and stuff like that. We don't do any big meetings, mass briefings, none of that stuff. So just
which I get that, because it was they're kind of like pinpointing like certain like little things. Like one of I guess the major impacted things that happened was a Biogen conference that happened over here, and which is kind of unique, Biogen, and technically they're seeing that that's where it kind of came from. It's like, come on, you know what I mean? It's just kind of weird, you know, the name of the company, Biogen. And that's potentially where it started to spread from. And it's crazy because it's like, have they been able to like at least give an estimate or iron out, are there carriers versus people that actually get sick from it yet? You know what I mean? Like, there are sometimes those cases where you are a carrier and you're not necessarily getting the full effects of this, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's those people that call it symptomatic.
Yeah.
Just carrying it around and touching everything and breathing on stuff and coughing or somewhere, not really showing any true symptoms of anything, and then they're touching everything and traveling around doing stuff. Meanwhile, they're contaminating stuff.
Right.
My wife is like that. She barely ever gets sick. Lucky once a year, and but she'll bring it home with her. So she'll be like, "Oh, I got a bunch of sick kids at school." The next thing you know, I'm sick. You know.
Right. And that's just in general, like what we knew, because when our daughter finally went back to school, she works in a kind of like a public situation anyway, just because she works retail. But when she went back to school, it was thinking, and this was before any of this stuff happened. It was just, we knew that she was going to be exposed to obviously a mass grouping of just kids walking by like all the time, that the higher chances of her just getting anything, you know, just happens. So when it's this and it's flu related, which is what they're saying is so much more contagious than just a regular common cold, is why it's exploding, is because the contagious effects of it is just so much.
It's hitting the elderly community here in Italy so hard.
Yes.
Very, very sad.
Yeah.
Like,
because Italy is known for that older presence.
Every day here. It's crazy.
Yep.
It's very sad.
And because Italy is more of that family knit type of thing.
Very close family.
Right.
Very...
Right. It's going to be tough. So you definitely get a different perspective talking with Sergeant Jay here. So.
Nope. It's as serious as people are saying it is, especially being here where it's like super hard hit. Like
Right.
you're seeing the effects of it firsthand.
Right.
John McPherson asked, so they, being the military, are still not allowing movement though? Yeah, so they're not allowing movement from certain regions. So any place that the CDC has determined to be a level 2, level 3 threat for health, they're gonna not let you go unless you get like thoroughly screened and approved by, the highest level approvers, generals and stuff like that. You're not gonna get approved to travel.
Yep.
Which means like also people that might be in a location that I can't talk about, they might be stuck there longer than they wanted to be there and waited out for replacements to come for them to go home. So
right,
that kind of stuff happens. But yeah, everybody PCSs, you change duty station, assignments, all that stuff. But there's been a stop put on a lot of that stuff because of this.
yeah. All right, get on a different subject.
Yeah.
Our PC is talking about Whistling Diesel and how he absolutely annihilates his trucks. Yeah, it's because of his YouTube channel he's able to do that. So, sorry, all of you headphone users. Gus is killing you.
Is it really that loud?
Everybody's all, ah!
I didn't think it'd be that loud.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Losi coming out with a monster truck. I think Tony CCXRC kind of hinted to something around that effect about Losi doing something real.
Losi, and because I was getting ready to purchase a monster, was the MTXL. So I found one here in Italy, and I was like, man, I got to get this because I'm not going to be able to find one for this cheap. The guy wanted, I think, a little under $1,000 for it, and it's almost mint condition. But he lives in a region where I can't travel to because of the travel bans.
Right.
So I couldn't work with this guy, and I couldn't get it. And he decided, you know what, I'm just going to keep it.
Oh.
So I lost the golden opportunity because of this damn virus.
Yep. See, even impacting the small things.
Yeah.
I just wanted to buy this RC.
I was ready to go get it. I was like, I'm gonna get the money. Let's go over here and meet him. I was like, meet me halfway, or I'll meet you at your house, whatever. Then they put these travel bans in place for the region where he lives.
Right.
Go in there to go get it. I was like, can you come to me? He's like, no, I can't make it. I can't get it. I can't come out and meet you anywhere. So I was like, man, this sucks. I was like, hold on to it for me. He's like, no, I'm gonna sell it locally, or I'm gonna keep it.
Right.
So I hit up Losi and I asked, hey, I might be getting ready to purchase this truck, but I want to find out if you're going to be dropping something soon that I might be
I'm not going to tell you that.
In this realm. Should I just do it, or should I hold off potentially?
No, of course they're going to tell you, just do it.
Yeah,
because when we release our new one, you're going to buy that too.
Right. So I'm like, man, this might be a blessing in disguise. It might be a setup for me. Not, maybe it wasn't for me to get that one. So we'll see what happens. What comes out later this year.
It's what I'm kind of waiting for, which is it's probably off the scope right now, especially seeing everything that's going on. But obviously the big talk for Traxxas is their X-Max. Is anything ever going to top that? Meaning, even other manufacturers seemed to try to, and we're talking about, the King, that supposedly everybody was like, finally, this is going to be the vehicle that tops the X-Max. And then when you come to find out, well, they're kind of really not in the same classification, in a sense. You can't say that Creighton, I mean, everybody was literally saying, is this what's gonna buck down the X-Max? So I'm kind of still waiting for Traxxas, once they're done milking the X-Max, which they're gonna do, you know what I mean? Because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna milk it for as long as they can. But what's
Yeah.
in the works for Traxxas to beat themselves?
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see. They're gonna have to beat themselves up for sure.
And
Because you gotta think,
something
man,
else
the
to
X
it.
Men thing since the Savages, because those used to be like the Bash Kings,
Right.
and since then, there's really a truck that really came out that was like literally like the King of Bashers until that one.
So like even scaling it down to that smaller scale size, like people have been. When I first saw the Red Cat Kaiju, when I first saw it, I point blank said to myself, "This is a direct attack on Traxxas Max," and just based upon what I was seeing in its configuration, then point blank saying out of the box 6S. So there's like these oddities that take it out of the classification, but kind of put it back in between both of them, because when you've got the Max in its stock configuration, it's a rollover king. Like you cannot stop it from rolling over. So now on top of what you paid out of the box, in order to get it to stop rolling, you then are now dumping another $50. But then once you dump that $50, you realize that, well, now the wide Max looks really dumb on the original tires. So now you're upgrading to a bigger tire. Then once you're upgrading to a bigger tire, that's of, I want to say, this quality. So like I can't even say it's quality because of how all of my rims are just cracking to pieces. So then I throw the Kaijus on it, and it totally changed the way the Max now reacts. But the Kaiju, like Gus, what is your, like, you got rid of your Max.
Yep.
What is your attitude about where the Kaiju is falling in that Kaiju versus Max?
Basically, for me, what I think is it's not quite as durable. I know the
Right.
Max breaks too, but I mean, it's close enough in durability and $130 cheaper, and it handles just as good after you put the Max kit on or the wide Max kit on the Max. It's like then you got $600 into it when you can almost buy two Kaijus for the same price.
Exactly. So it's like the thing that everybody has to remember, that there are reasons why. Number one, you buy anything Traxxas, you're literally, it's like Bose speakers or Klipsch. You're
Yeah.
paying for that name, number one. Okay, you're paying for the fact that it says Traxxas. You're paying for the fact that the company's massive and they have to have R&D, they have to have employees, they have to have parts. It's a massive company, so you got to pay for that. You got to pay for the fact that you can just go down to your local hobby store and buy a Traxxas part, versus maybe going down there and realizing that, well, my local hobby shop only carries Red Cat crawlers. They won't carry anything else. So now you got to source your parts somewhere else. But with the way shipping has been, maybe not, post Corona, but with the way shipping was, you only waiting a couple of days to get parts that you need for your Red Cat. So it's
Right.
no big deal.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like me, and for me, the closest hobby store is over 3 hours away.
Right. And that's that you're relying on the mail.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is no such thing where I live. Where I live here in Italy, there is not one single hobby shop that I can go to anywhere close to locally. I think the closest one that's like got actual anything in it that's worth anything to get or go pick up parts is probably about 2.5 hours away, down in the regions that are mostly affected by this virus right now. So kind of sucks, but
Yeah.
so I just for everything, I go on Amazon.it or Amazon.de for Germany or Italy, and then I order stuff like that. There's a place that ships batteries to me locally here in Italy, about 3 hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours south of us. So I get my batteries through them, so it's easy to get lipos, and I can get them with whatever connectors I want on them and stuff like that. So that helps out.
So like even on the Kaiju, before I even bought it, looking at the pictures, I point blank said to myself, this right here, this is weak, because I've seen it before. I've seen it break before. When I saw this, I was just like, well, that's gonna be the issue, because the kaiju doesn't have this Traxxas piece right here. And I was just like, so there's gonna be those people that say, well, the Max is so much more durable. Yeah, but price point wise, I really think I would buy another one of these over a Traxxas Max, only because of that. Because once you start pushing the Traxxas Max beyond what it is out of the box, is point blank more when you start to get the issues, because they designed it small and compact for a reason. Once you start widening those things, you start taking those axles and separating them out a little bit further, they're not going to hold on. And then you've got people pushing it where factory, this is 6S, the kaiju, 6S capable out of the box, where the Traxxas Max, whoops. Oh, see, I always put my parts in there. Now I'm losing it. Factory, the Traxxas Max was 4S out of the box. Kaiju is 6S out of the box. But the Kaiju runs on 4S so much better than it does 6. 6 is awesome. It can take it all day, I want to say. But you're pushing it. So the Traxxas Max, I have found, my wife loves it on 3S. It's more controllable for her, where the Kaiju is more controllable for me on 4S. 6S, it's a blast. They were saying that components of the Traxxas Max are 6S capable, but you're changing a lot of stuff, and then you're point blank. If you're going to try and run the Traxxas Max on 6S, you're buying stuff. You're replacing things. You're breaking everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Traxxas knows that too.
Oh yeah.
You know, what was it? I think it was AMASSING, right? AMASSING was the first one that started doing 6S.
Yeah, and they broke it in that first video.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And when I run 4S on there, I've never broken anything on 4S. The only time I broke it is 6S, because then the thing will go up 30 feet in the air and you land on a tire sideways or something, and then it's broke.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or actually, I haven't broken it yet. My son is the one that breaks it all the time, because he only knows wide open.
Yep.
Yeah. Is there an issue that I've seen people say, don't turn the punch up because you're just gonna eat up the spur gear?
I run mine on 7, I think it is. Yeah, and I haven't had any issues with it at all.
I think eventually you will, just because of its material.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, that's the same thing for the Max.
Punching it too.
But I think that's what he ran it on. Right, guys? You turned up the punch on your kaiju.
Yep, it comes on 5, I think it was, and I turned it up to 7.
Yep.
And the reason I did that is because I typically run 4S, and on 4S it kind of wakes it up a little bit, and then that feels, you can really, really nice and everything. On 6S, I usually turn it down.
Okay.
And some of those guys too that I've seen that have been burning spur gears, they put aftermarket ones on that aren't wide enough. You know, like it's got that real wide spur gear in there, and that's why they're burning them up.
Yep.
And speaking of that too, I actually just talked to Red Cat yesterday, and a lot of people, they're actually, you know how there's like that little nut thing, and then the motor kind of flops out this way. That's not how you're supposed to adjust it. You're actually supposed to adjust it with those 6 holes on the motor plate. Because I was worried about that, because if you do it that way and you wiggle your motor, it's actually got play in there.
Yep.
And that's why I talked to him, and I was like, well, how do you adjust it?
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I haven't messed with anything yet, because I was like, I don't really need to touch that yet. I just did the diffs and everything, so I was looking at how that setup works, and I was like, what does this nut and all this stuff have to do with anything?
Right. Yeah, I was kind of confused too, because I'm like, well, some guys were doing that, but I was like, well, it's got that screw so it doesn't move, so I don't think you're supposed to do it that way. You know what I mean? And that's why I contacted him.
But see, now you're saying it's not, so now I know it's not, so not to mess with that like that and actually use the motor mount plate.
Yeah, yeah, and they said you just got to turn it kind of like how, like on a Traxxas TRX4 where you just put it in the different holes.
Yep.
I don't know if you've ever seen one of those, but
Yeah.
yeah. But you have to have different screws because the screw holes are different. The stock ones are like what do you call it? I forget the proper name, but they're the flathead, and then the other ones you actually have to use like a cap screw that'll sit in there.
Oh, the countersunk?
Yeah.
Okay. Noted. Yeah, I haven't even opened it up and looked at that stuff yet, so that's good info.
It's funny
Hey,
how some people.
I'm out of here. I gotta go check the mailbox and then head
All right,
back.
Sergeant.
Go cook some pizzas for the family and stuff, and go relax.
All right, Sergeant. Thank you for coming into the stream, man.
Tomorrow, I'll be posting a couple of videos tomorrow. So y'all, thanks for y'all subscribing on here, and I appreciate the invite to come over here and join you guys for a little bit.
No problem. Anytime. All right, Sergeant.
Time difference. Y'all
We'll
take
see
it
you.
easy.
All right.
Later.
So it's funny, like in some of the comments. So I'm just kind of like looking at it right now. Obviously, people talking about the price of Traxxas and how a 4S vehicle is priced right alongside a 6S vehicle that's an Arma, and it's like the thing is that Traxxas, because of its point blank name, knows that it doesn't matter what they create, people are going to buy it.
Right, and the other thing they do factor in their price is Traxxas probably has one of the best warranties. Like you can get a hold of them, they'll send you anything.
Right.
A lot of the other ones don't.
Other than, I'll tell you, another company that is really climbing the ranks as far as their customer service. Granted, it's an odd way of dealing with customer service. Maybe it's the social way of dealing with customer service. Is Habao. I have had zero problems contacting that company. Granted, you have to contact them on social media because time frame it's flopped. It's the exact opposite. But if you want to actually talk to the real company, you have to keep that in mind that you want to talk to them. If you're on my side of the planet, I got to talk to them at 2:00 in the morning because that's when they're in the office.
Right.
So I do all my communications with Habao like between the hours of 2:00 to 5:30 in the morning, or maybe a little bit before that.
Yeah,
But
I haven't had one of those since probably, holy cow, probably about 2008.
yeah,
And they were still pretty good back then.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the times they were actually running them as off the brand instead of
right. Well, because they were the ones that actually made the parts for ONFA.
right. Yep.
That was it, and people didn't know that.
Yep.
And then they separated, so now it's Habao.
Right. Yep. Yeah, and it's actually that was one of my favorite race truggies was actually my A scale, and it came. I can't remember what motor in it came with, but it's the one that everybody was putting into the HPI Savage. And that's the motor it came with. That one made in Italy. I can't remember what the name is, but yeah, that was. I don't know why I don't have another one. Probably because I don't know.
There's so many others. There's point blank so many other vehicles out there.
Yeah, that's just it. And it's like I like to try a little bit of everything. I'm not brand loyal. I just run what I like. And
right. Like some people think that just because I've got these posters behind my head or my Habao poster that I'm brand loyal. I'm not. They sent me these banners and I'm gonna throw them up just because they look awesome. Especially that thing right there. That Losi banner is awesome. The thing when that came into my mailbox or whatever, I was just like, wow, this thing is huge. And it's a real banner. It's not that thing where that thing was a pain in the neck to put up. That's up by tape because it's that vinyl, or not vinyl, it's that plastic stuff.
Oh.
Where that's the Losi is a real race banner, the same as the Habao, made to actually be outside if I wanted. So, but it's a good backdrop. But am I brand loyal to anything? Absolutely not, because each vehicle manufacturer has something that you like.
Yep.
I'm
not afraid to change too. Like right now, my favorite basher is probably the Kaiju, just because of the fact of the price and everything like that. But there could be another one that comes out, and then I might like that one better.
Right.
So.
Right.
I got to make my kids lunch here pretty quick.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that I'm going to be ending this live stream. So since Gus is going to take off and make some food for his kids, I think I'm just going to end this live stream right where it is right now. We'll have another live stream tonight. If anybody wants to join in, it'll probably be like another one of these StreamYards, and then that will probably pretty much kill the StreamYard live streams for the rest of the month. Who knows? I have no idea. Somebody was telling me I should do an all-day live stream. It's like, that's crazy.
You run out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So everyone, thank you for coming to the live stream. Thank you, Gus, for showing up. We had Sergeant in here. We got Logan, Big Papa Paul, RC Master, Sean. Who else is here? RC Stuff. I think I said RC Master already. We just got a ton of people. Trash Ninjas here. We had 18, 20, 26, 32 people. We had a good amount of people. RTC, I think he was here, but I think he took off. But, yeah. Like I said, if you haven't checked out Gus's channel, go check out his channel. He's a very intelligent guy. He's got some unique stuff on there. You'll be surprised at some of the stuff that he's got on there. He even dabbles a little bit in that movie Maximum Overdrive. Some of the stuff that he's got.
Yeah, I actually still got that project coming yet. I've got like 10 projects going at the same time, and I'm like, I got to put one of them on hold. And then I decided to put a different body on the Kaiju, and then it added another one. So that'll be coming. I just got to print it out and do a few things.
Awesome. All right. So anyways, thank you for coming to the live stream. I'm just going to end it right here like I usually do. Everybody out there, yeah, I did label this, RC pandemic prep, whatever it was. And, of course, things are going to happen because things are changing. And it's how do you not see, like, even when you walk outside nowadays, where even literally walking outside my door, well, you know what time of year it is. Kids should be in school, but they're not. So you hear the kids outside playing, which is a good thing because that's where kids should be. Kids should be outside playing. Wash your hands, like everybody's saying. Don't be so, like, crazy paranoid that you don't think you can move on with life and you have to go ahead and buy, like, 1,000 rolls of toilet paper, leaving no toilet paper for anybody else. I only have that on there because I shop at bulk. Like, we shop at a place called BJ's. You buy things at bulk, you're only going one time a month, and we're fine. We got plenty of toilet paper just because. But anyways, Swiss Army Man, what's going on? Yeah, we're just going to be ending this thing. Kaiju. I almost sold my Kaiju for a stupid price because I want to start racing and almost bought a Slash. Team Red Cat. SC10. Does anybody have what? The Red Cat?
Yeah, that one, it's actually a small, it's not a true 10th scale short course truck. It just runs on the same platform as the Blackout.
So there you go. So is it worth it?
No, not for a short course truck. The Blackout's a great truck. I've had 3 of them. They're really good trucks, but if you want to race, they have specifications. You have to, like, wheelbase width and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Unless you're not too serious about it and you just want a short course truck, then it's fine.
Yep. All right, everybody. So we're just going to end it. Hit the bell notification, throw a thumbs up. Bell notification only so that you know when the next video is coming, which is going to be tonight. We're going to do another live. So everybody just stay safe out there. Like I said, keep your hands washed, but don't go crazy. Don't do that 1 meter spacing just yet. They haven't told you to do it. So, all right, Gus, thanks for coming, man. So I'm just going to end this live stream right here. I don't know. Just don't be scared. I know things are happening and all that other stuff, but just don't get so overworked up or worked up about it that it disrupts every part of your just day-to-day life. You still have to live. You still have to have fun. You saw I've literally got boxes full of parts. Like, wasn't stocking up for no pandemic, but you know, this right now is obviously just going to give me the opportunity to go ahead and work on some of the cars that are broken. So, yeah, that's it. Just going to end it like I usually do. Thanks for coming to the live stream. That's it. See ya.